What's going on, Rockets fans everywhere? We are coming up, getting closer to that preseason here as we're right in the beginning of football season. But this is Rockets Daily, and my name is David Delano. Appreciate if you guys would go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Let's get closer to 700, man. Let's get to 700 at least by the end of the week and to 1,000 before opening tip-off. All comments are appreciated. Definitely appreciate that. And you can also follow me on X at Get Sports Strong. Today, one thing that I do, and this is a different show, but do quite a bit of analysis when it comes to sports betting odds. Matter of fact, Sports Grid TV, each Sunday this season, we're talking NFL football. If you guys ever check that out on that channel or Roku or whatever. But so, what I'm going to do today, we're going to talk about some of these odds for the NBA season pertaining to the Houston Rockets, some that have high value. What do I mean by that? A lot of you guys people are trying to put together those parlays, and everyone is trying to win as much as possible while risking as little as possible, which is difficult, very difficult, and why the books win so often. But we do have some odds for you here. So like I said, go ahead, feel free to leave your comments on your favorite prop odds. Doesn't even have to be something that I'm talking about on this show. If you have any prop wagers out there that you've placed for the Rockets, I know people talk about all the time things like, it's going to average this many points, or the Rockets are going to win this many games. Well, you can bet on those things, but always make sure to wager responsibly, if at all. So first of all, let's go ahead and get into this. And these odds for this particular video are going to be brought to you by DraftKings. And we're going to first of all start talking about MVP odds. And we're going to talk about the MVP odds as it pertains to the Houston Rockets. So Eurobasket, we've been talking about a lot with Alperen Sengun. What he did, got Turkey all the way to the finals, lost a tough game to Germany. Outplayed Joker, outplayed Giannis. We'll see how that goes into the NBA season. But Sengun, not someone who, and I get it, right? Not someone that's really high up there in the MVP odds. So there's really three Rockets really with odds when you start to look at what the sports books have for the MVP odds. So basically, if you're looking at the MVP odds on DraftKings, you got three guys over there. Kevin Durant, Sengun, and Amen Thompson, who have some MVP odds posted. Now, all of them, you can get some huge returns. Obviously, it's not the most likely that a Rocket is going to get the MVP. You're thinking, Sengun, Durant, probably, I want to say cancel each other out, but you want it, if you're going to win MVP, usually it's going to be a guy who's definitively the best player. And after the season the Rockets had last year, you wonder how many more games is that going to improve, just due to the expectations being so high. But Kevin Durant here, plus 5,000 odds to win MVP. What that means is, if you risk a $100 wager on DraftKings, you could get $5,100 back. That's a $5,000 profit potentially if Durant wins. You guys can kind of do the math from there. $10 wager, that's going to be $500 profit. But looking at that over there, or $1 wager gets you $51 of profit. But looking at that there with Durant, and then looking at Sengun there, $100 wager profits you $40,000. Now he has to win MVP. Is that likely to happen? But if you're putting even if you're putting $1 or $2 on it or something like that, very, very high returns. And then Amen Thompson, the least likely of these guys to win MVP, $100 wager could get you $50,000 in profit. Now that's if they win regular season MVP. So let me know if you guys think any of those are worth taking a flyer on. Out of all of those, I would say that I'd say there's some value on Sengun there. I don't think he wins MVP, obviously, but very tempting, very, very tempting with the return there. Next, we're going to talk about some props that have some value here. And when we look at this, these are some team specials here with the Rockets. And, Kevin Durant, which jumps out here, Kevin Durant to average 25, at least 25 points per game plus. And for the Houston Rockets to win the Western Conference, that is at plus 650. Now, both of those things would need to happen. Now, you really have to go all the way back to Kevin Durant's second year in the league to find a year where he did not average at least 25 points per game. So that is more than you wonder though at some point that's going to have to end. And wondering with as you say, there's also a prop for Kevin Durant to average at least 25 a game, and Şengün to average 20 a game. Now that's minus 125. Means you risk $125 to profit 100. So anytime you see a minus, that means that something really has odds as a favorite. So we all have our, can have our different opinions, whether it's, with our gut or with our heart or based on research or a little bit of a combination of all of those. But when you see a minus here, that's basically telling you that the sports book actually thinks that that's going to happen as far as with that minus. That's why you're not getting back quite as much as your potential risk. So Kevin Durant, let me know if there's any of these that you guys like. So you're looking at this Kevin Durant to average 25 points per game and for the Rockets to win the Western Conference. Now, one thing there to first of all put this into perspective is that you can, if you take the Rockets to just win the Western Conference and not Kevin Durant to average 25 points per game, it's plus 450. So that would get you a $450 return, or $450 of profit on a $100 wager, where you get that extra, 200 off of it if Durant also averages 25 points per game or more. But, with a lot of the, I don't know. I mean, you can look at Jalen Green averaged 21 points per game, so it's easy to say, Durant can get those extra 4 points. But when you're looking at the season we're expecting from Şengün and season expected from Jabari and Amin Thompson and we talked about even with Fred VanVleet and Reed Shepherd, obviously everybody's points can't go up. So do you think Kevin Durant averages more than 25 points per game this season? I guess would have to say yes based off of the track record. I think he'll average just over 25 points per game, but I do think less than 26. All right, guys, Rockets history time. We're going to talk about the 2008-2009 season. And as we're going through this, and we broke down the top 10 players, at center in Rockets history. We'll get to other positions as well. Interesting season here. This kind of goes to, and not to, we start talking, we talk about Tracy McGrady and a lot of the, I don't know, I want to call it bad luck or whatever it was when it came to postseason success with the Houston Rockets. This 2008 and 2009 season was interesting in the fact that the Rockets got over that first round playoff hump. And one thing that I do want to mention about this season, I didn't mention this on the 2007-2008 season episode from yesterday for Monday, but the 2007-2008 season was Daryl Morey's first season running things for the Rockets. So this was his second season. So the Rockets went 55-27 in 2007-2008 and lost to the Utah Jazz in the first round. Rockets this season went 53-29 during the regular season and actually got out of the first round of the playoffs. This team was also led. This was the second year here for Rick Adelman after replacing Jeff Van Gundy. And in the first round of the playoffs, the Rockets took on the Portland Trailblazers. You had game one and game two of that series. Rockets won game one at Portland, lost game two. Aaron Brooks led the team in scoring in both of those games and in assist. Mutombo led the team in rebounding in game one. Yao Ming led the team in rebounding in game two. Rockets came back to Houston, won games 3 and 4. Scola led the team with 19 points in game three. Yao Ming led the team with 13 rebounds and 12 in game three and 12 rebounds in game four. Yao Ming also led the team in scoring in game four of 21 points. The Rockets went up 3-1. Went back to Portland, lost 88-77, but Rockets came back to the Toyota Center and beat the Portland Trailblazers 92-76. Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, would have led the way that in that game with 27 points. So Rockets went on to the second round and played the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers, who would go to the NBA Finals that year and actually beat the Orlando Magic. Now, I mentioned the bad luck for Tracy McGrady. McGrady had a season-ending injury early in the year. Only played 35 games, all starts, 15.6 points per game. Yao Ming played 77 games that season, all starts, 19.7 points per game and 9.9 rebounds to lead the team. But this was definitely this was definitely a team. Definitely a team. All those games without McGrady. You had Meta World Peace, Ron Artest, 17.1 points per game that season. Got 12.7 out of Scola, who actually started every single game. 11.2 out of Aaron Brooks. Definitely a team all the way around. Riff Austin, 48 games played, 11.5 points per game for him. Now, Riff Austin was traded by the Rockets mid-season over to the Orlando Magic. And the Rockets would get forward Brian Cook and also got Kyle Lowry in that trade. Now, as we go to the playoffs, very. So this was going to be the last time, just to go ahead a little bit, that the Rockets would end up making the playoffs until 2013. So we had a little bit of some dark ages of some exciting teams, but not playoff teams after this 2008-2009 season. But what was unfortunate is that the Lakers won the championship this year, and the Rockets went to the second round and actually took the Lakers to 7 games. What's more frustrating is that Yao Ming got injured in that series against the Lakers. So after game 2, Yao Ming did not play. And Tracy McGrady, as I mentioned, who was hurt, early in the season, it was a season-ending injury. So there were no playoff games from Tracy McGrady this year, and Yao Ming went out early. Not even that. Dikembe Mutombo got injured in the first round. This was the last season of his career. So really, you had a Rockets team that took the Lakers to 7 games. That was led by Aaron Brooks, Luis Scola, Shane Battier, and Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, Kyle Lowry off the bench there, and they battled all the way to a 7-game series. So that's a little bit little tough, to see, as far as this team definitely, I would say, got the most out of its ability. On the Lakers side, this was a series where Kobe Bryant averaged 27.4 points per game, shot 45.3% from the field, 34.4% from 3. Pau Gasol averaged 18.6 points per game, 2 blocks, 1.3 blocks for Kobe as well, but at 18.6 points per game, 12 rebounds per game for Pau Gasol. Also had a Trevor Ariza, Lamar Odom on that team. Trevor Ariza averaged 10.1 points per game for the Lakers in that series. On the Rockets side, we're talking about just the series against the Lakers now. Aaron Brooks led the team with 18 points per game in that series. Yao Ming, he averaged 19.7 points per game, but really was limited to about 2.5 games there. and 11.3 rebounds. So he missed most of the series. But out of guys who played in all 7 games, Aaron Brooks led the way with 18 points. Meta World Peace, Ron Artest, same guy. 15.6 points per game for him. Definitely ended up going to the Lakers the next season, but definitely gave it memorable moments in H-Town. Definitely played hard for this city. Luis Scola, 12.9 points per game, 9.9 rebounds in that series. That ended in a 7-game loss to the Los Angeles Lakers, unfortunately. But fortunately, there's not going to be 2009, 2010, where the year where the Rockets get over the hump. But definitely a season to be remembered, but a season of what could have been as the Rockets battled the Lakers to 7 games without McGrady and without Yao Ming. So any memories you guys have of that season or any other Rockets season or any prop odds that you guys see up there, go ahead and let me know. This has been Rockets Daily, brought to you by FanArch. I'm David Delano. Thanks so much for watching. God bless and be safe out there.